Welcome back to the Fuel Show. Still to come, Dennis is going to be in the pits. Now, the Denali nameplate started as a luxury version of the GMC Yukon for the 1998 model year. At the time of its introduction, the Denali's exterior was the same as that of the Cadillac Escalade. Now the Denali makes up 40% of the Yukon sales in some areas. Here's Dennis and Ian with a second behind the wheel on the 2007 Yukon Denali.
Thanks, Nick. First up is Q Factor for the 2007 Yukon Denali, and I think the main things that are important here are variable valve timing and that cool remote starter.
Yeah, I do like that, you know, hot day, cold day, start it up, it's already cooled inside, or the heat's making it nice and toasty. Also, as far as the technical side, the GMT 900 chassis that's new for General Motors and across the board with the Yukon, the Denali, and the Tahoe is really a technological gem. It makes it so stiff, it's a great platform for them to build this vehicle on. The ride and everything to do with the ride and the performance of the vehicle is tied to this, and I think they did a great job.
Yeah, I would have to say 3.5.
Yeah, nothing over the top, but still a solid score.
That brings us along the curb appeal for the 2007 Yukon Denali. And I think the main thing that stands out to me is obviously it looks just like the new Escalade.
I don't think it looks just like it. There's no GMC emblem in the headlights, and it is distinctively different. You got to remember, when the Denali came about, GMC had realized that everyone that bought a Yukon put every check mark on it, every option you could do. So why not just give it a new name, make it upscale, and make it a Denali? I think they did the right thing.
I think they did too. It's a neat looking truck. It's got a lot of curb appeal and not nearly as much as the Cadillac, 3.75.
I think he's right on the money.
Next up is performance for the 2007 GMC Yukon Denali. It's got 380 horsepower and 403 foot-pounds of torque.
Which doesn't make any sense to me.
No, same 6.2, right?
Yep, same motor, same drivetrain as a Cadillac Escalade, but guess what? Hierarchy is there. General Motors decided to let Cadillac have a higher tuned version.
They're top dog.
It doesn't matter.
Fair's fair.
No, it's not. Hey, listen, if you're just looking for performance in your sport utility and you're going to go to a General Motors plant, let me tell you, just go down to GMC, buy a Yukon Denali, have it chipped, have it clipped, whatever you got to do, let it unleash its full 403 horsepower. Myself, I think it's a little ridiculous, but it's still a great powertrain.
Yeah, 0 to 60 in 7.4 seconds, 3.5.
I think he's there.
That brings us to fit and finish for the GMC Yukon Denali. I think overall the main feature this year is just kind of the one-upping of the craftsmanship from previous models.
Yeah, they've added a really nice couple of touches. One is the door sills have the nameplate in them. It's little things like that that really have bumped the score up for us. Myself, I always like the distinction when they can take it and make it a true luxury vehicle versus just kind of being a fluffed up truck.
Right.
So for us, I think the score is going to be pretty high.
Yeah, I would have to give it a 4. I mean, it's solid across the board.
I think it is, and it's a well-built truck.
Our final category for the 2007 GMC Yukon Denali is drivability, and I think the thing that makes this car drivable to me is the fact that even though it's a luxury vehicle, it's not quite as luxurious as, say, the Cadillac Escalade, so you don't have to worry about using it actually as a truck.
Yeah, it doesn't make you feel so bad if you stick some lumber, some concrete, or maybe even a box of flowers to plant in the flower beds at home. The thing that GMC has done with the Denali is make it a nice interlude or almost an intermediate step in between a fully loaded Chevrolet Tahoe and the full boat $65,000 Escalade. Now that's the big thing, $10,000 less than Escalade. For me, I don't know if the $10,000 is justified.
Well, you could spend that $10,000 on a boat, and if you're pulling a boat, it instantly makes the Denali a lot more drivable.
I think he's got a good point. So how are we going to score it?
I'd have to rate it high, maybe a 4.
I think it's there, and a lot of it's because of value.
Let's see how Dennis and Ian scored the 2007 Yukon Denali. For Q Factor, a 3.5. In curb appeal, a 3.75. Performance, another 3.5. In fit and finish, Dennis and Ian gave the 2007 Yukon Denali a 4.0. And drivability, another 4.0. The total for the 2007 Yukon Denali was 18.75 out of a possible 25. Still to come on Fuel, Dennis is going to be in the pits.
Don't forget, if you want to find out more about what you saw on today's show or on another episode of Fuel, just go to the website, thefuelshow.com.
That's right. There's race news, behind the wheel. All of our segments are all on the website. You can also email us at fuel@thefuelshow.com to make sure you get your car that you want to see reviewed on the show. And you can see the pictures I posted of Ian last night.
When we return on the Fuel Show, Dennis will be back in the pits.